All right, good morning traders. Welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We're going to be going through live order flow analysis using Bookmap. The whole goal is to understand the participants in the auction. If we can understand that via the orders, their behavior with order flow, that will give us insight to where price might go next. All right, and that's what we want to utilize as an edge here with order flow. General disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Later today, we have the onboarding webinar. So if you're new to Bookmap, you want to get up and running, we'll guide you through the process and get you get Bookmap installed on your machine, open it up, connect it to data, and then open up symbols and get you up and running. All right, so that's at 2 p.m. Later today, East Coast time. All right, so I have the link here for you as well, and I'll put it into the chat over here in YouTube, as well as over here in Discord in the All Markets room. So there you guys go, and we're all set. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's take a look here at the markets, and what have we got? What have we got going here? What's cooking? A lot of stuff. These are very tricky markets, in my opinion, to trade, and there's a lot of back and forth here. They're big swings. And what President Trump was speaking, an hour ago, and you know, obviously going to be talking about well, all sorts of things and tariffs here that will affect the market. I haven't been listening, so I don't know if you guys have any kind of insights on that. There's well, let's just go through our higher time frame drill down. And take a look and see what's going on here in book. All right, in the order flow. All right, so we are in right here on the higher time frame. I've this is the higher time frame Bookmap, and I've zoomed out a bit here. In fact, let's zoom in a little bit. And in here, like in between these spots in here, this is like a week of activity in Bookmap. Okay, so we're down in this area in here where we see a pretty big move to the upside, and we have been within that move since. Right, that was back in what day is this here? Actually, this might be right around yeah, so this is right around the election. So this is what we're looking at in here. You know, this is when Trump came in, and this is where the markets went to the upside, went above. See this area here, this swing right here. You just draw it up, and we have held above that whole area as you go across here. Now we've dipped into it a little bit below, but it rejected and came back out. Okay, so now we are coming back down into this area again. Okay, so yesterday I thought we'd get there. Nope, we didn't. We are here today, and we're coming down to about this 57.50 area here. Now, this isn't a really important zone. Okay? We want to keep an eye on this. And we know that there's going to be a lot of traders in here taking profits from all of this move to the downside here. There's going to be other traders who maybe see opportunities. Maybe they're going to wait a little bit, and then maybe they'll start buying. Maybe they're going to get squeezed in this area in here. It's a pretty big range in here. You know, we've got like a 60-point range in here or so. But this is what we want to be looking at in here. It's below this swing here back on January 13th, and or down into, well, actually the swing's a little bit lower here, around 38 or so. So actually I should probably edit that and put it down a little bit lower here. Right, so pretty big range in here, and we want to see what's going on in this range. All right, so let me see, any questions yet? No. Good morning, Trading is Life. Good morning, Rob and Duzman, and Alois. Okay, All right. So uh, yesterday I was trying to cover a simple pullback strategy, and boy, it was tough. This environment in here is rather challenging. You instead of getting the pullback, it's like a false breakdown, pullback, squeeze, and then come back down and then follow through. And that's the environment we're in. And take it or leave it. You know, we have to look for opportunities within that environment, and it's not the easiest. So we'll look for some setups, and there's a setup actually I want to cover today. I took earlier, and I want to cover it in some detail with you guys. And this will kind of highlight some of the things to look for. And we're also going to talk about building an edge, a trading edge, uh, even like in environments like this. And how do we do that? Well, let's first off, now we've looked at the bigger picture here. We know the zone we're looking for. We can also, look at a candlestick chart in here. We got the daily over on the left, hourly in the middle, and 15 on the right. Okay, so you can see this is that swing in here. This is that zone in here that I just drew up. Yeah, somewhere around, looks like actually a little bit lower here, maybe 25 on up to this swing up here, which is basically 5,600. Okay, so it's a 70-point area in here, but look at the move to the upside here, right? And this was November 5th and 6th, Trump coming into office, and the strong move to the upside. Well, now it is being tested. Okay, so I imagine we're going to find not only a lot of buying to cover, but also maybe people scooping it up around in this area here for a potential move to the upside. Okay, good morning, Stan. And so we want to really keep an eye on things in here. It's going to be pretty challenging little area, I think. On the hourly, I see nothing but a drop. On the 15-minute, I see nothing but a drop. Okay, but we're dropping into this zone in here. So we're still looking for it to continue until we see something different. All right, so now we've covered the higher time frame in Bookmap. Now let's jump into the lower time frame in Bookmap, looking at the Trader Map Pro version here. Okay, filtered, this filters the heat map, as you guys know. And what do we see so far? Okay, in this view. Well, we see the heavy selling coming in. We see the move to the downside, and we're trading into high liquidity here. We get a bounce. Trade into high liquidity in here. We get a little bit of a bounce. Trade into high liquidity here, and we get a little bit of a bounce. Now, what I see are buyers here, 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 and here, and now we're starting to trade into some of them here, and looking pretty good to trade into this 55 level here. What's down below those areas in here? You can see this at 50. They actually pulled that liquidity here earlier, right at the cash open, 9:30. But we can see some down here at 30, at 40 as well in this area here. So we're just kind of lining up, where are the buyers? Okay, getting that bigger picture perspective, right? Starting with just the liquidity. And here we just traded into some liquidity now. And we're starting to see some buyers here. Okay, so that makes sense that we'd be looking for that. Okay, and any of these sellers in here, well, this is where they're going to be covering up in here. We'd look for stop runs up into there. Turn on stops and icebergs here as well. All right. Okay, so we've traded up to the swing in here. Okay, now let's take a look at this though. We're going to look at these three elements in here. We always look at these three elements. This is what order flow is all about. Is understanding the price action and order flow, okay, and transactions. These are the three elements. We've only covered now just really basically just one element in here, the passive orders, the passive buyers here. Okay, so we know that as price is coming down, they're getting filled on the way down. Okay, and we always look for anticipate. Now it doesn't always happen. Like here, it didn't happen. Okay, they traded into and through that with lots of selling pressure. There's just a ton more sellers than there are limit buy orders here. Okay, but we're noticing now we're getting a little bit different reaction with the limit buy orders in here. And this is what we want to ascertain. And then we're looking at these little areas in here in the structure to give us some insight. Now we're going to look at the bigger structure as well. All right, so now we've identified the buyers and where are the sellers, okay, passive sellers. Well, they're up here, here, and way up here, okay? So let's see now, are we going to get enough buyers to claw their way up into this 5780 level, okay? So we'd see this kind of pull away, maybe accumulation, and then a move up into 80 here. Okay, now that's, we're in a pretty big downtrend here, so that's pretty lofty goal for seeing this move already. Okay, but nonetheless, we're going to look at these three elements. So we've got the passive buyers and passive sellers. Let's put some structure into this now too. Okay, so we can put into this some horizontal lines and some diagonal lines in here. And we're just trying to understand what's the reaction at some of these swings. Now, price action and market structure. Price action creates the market structure. We can see that we went above the swing in here, and now it's failing as it's trying to break out. And we were looking, well, maybe there's enough buyers to trade up here. Nope. It's a little too lofty of a goal. This is a really strong move to the downside. And we see the sellers come back in. Okay, so where might they buy again? The aggressive buyers. So looking at price structure and the swings, then where might they buy again? Okay, so I would look at the aggressors in here. Okay, we know this is where the buyers came in here. So above, we're right around 64, 65. Okay, so in this little area in here, we want to see if we get more buyers in here. Okay, so we just traded into it. We have a stop run into this area in here, we're going to look see if we get more buyers in here. Now, again, it is difficult. These are more challenging days, Stephen, because you think you've got it right. Everything technically that understanding supply and demand, and then it just gets upended. Okay, you'll see just like right here, this should be a pullback trade right here and a continuation move. Okay, broke down, pull back, and then look for this move. Now we'll see, we're going to kind of dive in a little deeper here and look at some of these details a little bit better. Okay, now this one panned out pretty well. Okay, so now we're at new lows here. Down into 57. Okay, we can look for another pullback, pullback to here. Okay, let's take a look here. Now these are actually tradable events. Like I said, though, we want to be very, very careful here. So this would be the pullback somewhere around in here. See if we can get a little bit higher in here, maybe back up to here. Okay, and if we don't get it, then we missed it. Okay, now this is a limit sell order up here, we're looking for a move up into here and a rejection, and then a move lower. Okay, so this is something to to go back and backtest and study the setups in here. Maybe I'll get to that in just a minute, but you can see the original pullback came to about here. Right in here, and sometimes you get a double pullback. Like you get this, you get some buyers in here, a pullback to these buyers, you get one more extension, but the sellers remain in control in the move. Okay, this one was a shallow pullback into this area right here, and then we saw more sellers come back in, so we missed it, right? But we were ready for the move back up into this area here. Okay, so now I'm going to cancel that order. right? And we see more sellers coming back in, okay, and trading back down into 53. Okay, looking for 50 here. Nice move. Okay, the figure here at 50. Okay, we're probably going to get a bounce. Okay, there's our stop run. Okay, more selling. We kind of missed an easy trade there. Okay, let's see if these buyers can come in now after trading back down below. Okay, so there's a pullback to where they bought. Now, can they continue? No. All right, so let's see if they can get back up above here at 49 or 50, and they can, and if they can continue. Okay, this is a counter trend trade, clearly, but we're looking for a move below the figure, a rejection, and then a move back up into the range in here. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it and continue on in here. All right. Okay, there we go. Now that's a stop run as well to the upside. This is tricky. I mean, like, this is a very quick move, and then we miss it, right? If it continues here, I mean, we can look for a pullback here, but then we're holding the bag here. If all of a sudden it slips away and comes back down below here, because this is a stop run here, right? So we're going to avoid that. All right, let's step back again and look at our three elements on the chart here. We're looking at the passive orders, the aggressive orders and that context between them, and then the market structure. Okay, so market structure now is starting to look a little different here. And let's see now, can we get buyers back up above here? Okay, we are back up above the figure. Okay, and these sellers in here, we're looking for the squeeze to see if we can get back up to maybe up here at 60. Okay, so nothing yet. This is actually the setup I want to go over with you guys here. Okay, so it's this little structure, and then the break here, okay, and then the pull back to it. And let's see if we can get a yeah, no, I don't like it. The it follows through, but it's not worth it. This is just too much of a like some of these moves in here, really quick moves like this. But let me show the setup in here. Well, I mean, this is kind of it here. This little consolidation area in here. Typically, we're looking for in this environment in here. It would have been even nicer if it had traded up to here, hit this liquidity, failed breakout. Then we see the sellers come back in, and then we're looking for other side of the range, and then maybe lower as well, and trend continuation. Okay, so that's what we'd be looking for. Now, I actually have something to demo in here at the same moment for you guys, and it's from the Trading Journal. You might have seen it in the here. Let's see. No, in the new what was it, digest that came out last week. So I want to show something in here on that. So the in the trading journal, you can add notes now. You can see the notes up here, okay? And then you also have your trade history here, right? So let's go back and now on the dashboard, you have all of these different statistics you can take a look at in here, etc. Now let's go into our trade history though, and then we're going to take a look at it was this one here for earlier today, and I made a new trading journal that I can share with you guys. Okay, these are shareable now. Okay, so or there's a way of sharing that is even easier than before, much easier. And I can share the journal with you, and you guys can go check out the trade. All right, so we're going to do that here, and you can see I've created many different journals in here. Is BMA setups in here, Bookmap Academy setups, and that's the journal here. Now we can click on the notes column as well, and you can see all of your notes that you created in your journal. Okay, this is great. It's really nice new features in here. And we're going to scroll down to the new one that I created here. Is it? Okay, here it is here. And let's go through it, right? So so this is a higher time frame pullback, retest trade. And hold on a minute, I had it listed out, yeah, like this. Okay, so higher time frame pullback trade. All right, that's what we're going to go through. A retest back to the selling. Okay, and then I took a loss in the chop here. I'll show you that. And then after the selling failed and the breakout failed, got back in and then traded it back down, and then I scaled into this on several small pullbacks to kind of optimize the trade, and then taking profit at the bottom of the range. So this is what I want to go through, and then I've got the image in here. You can just cut and paste an image right in here. It works great. So I'm hoping that this works well enough that we'll be going through this in the Bookmap Academy meetings instead of it might be something good that will help out in the Bookmap Academy meetings to journalize and organize your trading playbooks. All right, so anyway, here's the heavy selling coming in. All right, here's the pullback here. Now take a look at the pullback, okay, and where it came to, okay, where that selling began. This we've covered for a long time, but it is this little range in here that we want to look at. We want to understand. So this was kind of what we were just looking at right now, was hitting into that 750, and then saw the buyers come in after breaking down below the range of the figure and then coming back in, and then it was chop in here. Now what I was looking for was this. I'll show you. Okay, I was looking for a break, trading up here, coming back down, seeing selling mount. I have some selling here already, and then I got short here. Okay, it immediately pulled back away from me, and on some pretty decent buying for this time period. This is like 7 a.m. or so, 7:40. Okay, in the ES, and then it came back down here and it chopped around, and I thought, well, then it's got to go, right? This is where it'll break. It didn't. It chopped again, chopped again. I took a loss here. Okay, and it traded. It broke out. The breakout failed, and then I saw the selling coming in. So I'm getting in here after a failed breakout, and I see volume below this. There's a little range in here, okay, that we broke, and we broke on size. So that's where I got short. Stop up above, and then looking for bottom of the range here, and then taking some off. In this case, I didn't. I was looking for the bottom of this range, but best practice, take some off here. And then basically I saw the breakdown. I saw a pullback to where it broke down from. I got in again here. So I scaled into it. And then at bottom of the range in here, I took off that little scale. So I just scalped this little range in here. And then I did it again in here. Okay. Short here. It squeezed. It went against me. Went up to the top of this little range. And then it came back down. Let me just zoom in here a bit. See this a little bit better. I guess I can't. Okay. Yeah, I can't. Okay. It's unfortunate. Well, anyway, so scaled in again, scaled out, scaled in again, scaled out, and then took my profits here right before the high liquidity at the bottom of this range. Okay, so this is the setup in here. It's the move. This is a higher time frame pullback, but then you're looking at this range in here. You're looking for this failed breakout and then the selling to come back in. Now, again, I would have taken this probably again and again, but this is the environment we're in. I don't know about you guys, but I keep on looking for setups. I get them, and it squeezes me immediately. Okay, so if that is the environment, and we'll go back and back test it today, just through some of the price action that's going on. And if this is the environment we're in, well, then we can reload back up here and look for a bottom of the range down here. Okay, so we can get in here. And then look for the bottom of the range here. And then we can also add into these, looking for our bigger move to finally play out as well. All right. So anyway, wanted to cover that with you. And in the same moment, I wanted to cover the new journal feature here. Okay, so I got that, and click OK. And then let me share this journal with you as well. Come back to dashboards, go to my trading journal, and I can share it here. Anyone with a link can view this here. Okay. Right. I'm going to share it over here in Discord. If you guys are interested in getting it, then you'll need to come over here to Discord. See if you can click on that, guys, over in Discord. Now, why does it should have it's not showing up in here actually. Hold on. What is that? Okay, no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Disregard. Let me delete that one. I'll edit it here. Okay, so it's not that one. It is actually this one. Okay, it doesn't have much of a... Okay, here we go. All right, try that one. Stephen, let me know if that works for you. Okay, this is great. Now I can just copy and paste the link, whereas before you had to put your email in, and it was kind of a hassle, but not anymore. Okay, great. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, smash the like button, guys, over in in YouTube land. All right, so anyway, wanted to cover that journal with you. And then let's take a look in here and see what's going on in Bookmap. Okay. Okay, so this was kind of interesting. This is a actually pretty nice setup in here. And again, kind of a lot of time has kind of gone by since a lot of things have gone by since we were covering that journal. So this was the setup we actually covered on what was it, Friday, I think, in detail, or was it Tuesday? This was that trading in, okay, making lows of the day. Okay, even better, below the figure here. Okay, we know that lots of buyers are getting filled on the way down in here. We get the back and forth. Here's the pull away here and the accumulation in here. And now if we can get buyers up in here, we can get the squeeze and the move higher here. Now this was the anticipated move here for today. In the bigger picture here, because as we covered earlier, we're looking for a reaction in this big zone in here. Right, so we know that there's going to be some buying, some back and forth, some covering and some squeezes as well. Okay, we're in a higher time frame level, and we want to be very attentive of the order flow in that level. All right, so let's see here. Let's go back into Bookmap and take a look. Okay, so beautiful squeeze here. How we could have gotten into this is kind of tricky, to be honest. Is very tricky. We probably, boy, I mean, take a shot in the dark up in here in this environment. I mean, it looks good as a breakout, but these failed breakouts and then the move lower, and then you get hurt and you get squeezed on the way down. Didn't happen here. Let's just zoom in and see if we can find anything from this to get deeper insight. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we just see there's more buyers, and then no sellers here. Very little selling here. But to me, we're making lower highs in here. It's dangerous in here. This is even this breakout here and a pullback, not bad. Maybe this area in here is probably the safest, I believe, because it's pulled back, it retested, and now we're getting more buyers up in here. Now we can look for a move higher and start to take some off and then manage the trade from there. Okay, pretty tricky one in this environment in here. I'd love to be able to say like this, you would have gotten in here and then taken some off here. In a regular environment, we would not in this environment. Okay, because how many times we see it move up like this, even up into here or even up into here, then it comes back on the retest and then it fails. Okay, that would be your failed breakout. Remember slowdown back in the day or not too long ago, but he would look at these kind of consolidation areas in this kind of Wyckoff spring. It's a beautiful pattern. It would be a failed breakout above the area, and then you look for going with the trend to the downside, and you look for the something in this area in here for the move lower. Okay, it's pretty much like the journal, what it just covered here. Okay, that pattern. Okay, it's in here. Here's your failed breakout. This is the selling down below, right in here, that we're looking for. Okay, and then the move lower to the bottom of the range. Okay, first range here, second range down here. Okay, this pattern today, it did this, went a little bit higher, and that tells us something. It pulled back, and then it came back up again, and we found more buying. That tells us something too. And then that, to me at least, that looks to be the safest someplace in here, looking for this move higher. Okay, because it's already done the pullback, and we get more buying back up above. All right, hope that makes sense. And let's jump over here. Okay. All right, where is this thing going here? Let's zoom out here and take a look. Okay. We can see the shift in here. We identified, we went through this process again, looking for those buyers in here, passive buyers, passive buyers, passive buyers. And then we're looking at the price structure. The structure broke. And then we see the aggressive buyers come in. Okay, now obviously this is going to be quite a nice little squeeze as well. Okay, we're going to look at this new range in here and see what's cooking in here. Okay, right now, see how we're seeing buyers up in here. Okay, but they're making lower highs and now an equal low here. Okay, we're going to let this play out. Okay, let it break down like this, and we can look for a potential pullback. Okay, let's see here if we don't get squeezed. Okay, if this is a false breakdown. Okay, and it might be. Okay, but we're in. This is what we're looking for. Okay, back into this area in here, and now we're looking for going with the trend. Okay, safest practice would be to take some off bottom of the range in here or here at this liquidity. Okay, so or I would say actually safest practice here would be just get out. Okay, and here's why. Okay, we want to build our foundation in here, and we want to build confidence. And this is how to do it. Look for your setup, take the trade, take some off, look for the next one. Okay, because we're looking for hitting singles in here. Build some confidence, something that works and that's repeatable, and we can do again and again. Okay, so we'll look for the next one. Right now, because we know that this is most likely going to retest the bottom of the range in here. Okay, now see how we're not getting squeezed here, right? Because these guys are getting squeezed in here. Okay? All of these guys are getting squeezed. No question about it. And where's our false breakout? Didn't really quite do it. Just kind of a reversal pattern in here. Okay, let's take a look at the top of the range in here. And not seeing much now. Any questions, guys? I mean, we're kind of covering a lot really quickly in here. Okay, so now let's see here. We see the selling come right back in to retest back to here where it broke out from, and where the buyers came in here, and now we're below it. Okay, so we just avoided this pain in here. Yeah, exactly, Rob. Well, this would be another thing to look at in here. Again, like I was kind of covering, these things are all kind of, fractal, and they all kind of repeat in here. We're looking for the move up to the top of the range in here, and maybe even a squeeze above it. But it didn't. And then look at the order flow in here. Well, there's not a whole lot of order flow, but look at the price structure and the transactions within the structure. Okay, selling, not too many buying, some back down selling, not too much buying, selling, break, back down to here, back down to the bottom of the range. Okay, so it's this area in here that we're really focusing in on. And now there's not a whole lot in the order flow, like I said. This is much more about the aggressors in these areas in here. Okay, so I hope, Rob, that you know, this might be, I'm hoping that this is kind of maybe a good exercise to also learn how to take losses really quickly. If this doesn't work, you're out. Okay, and this, look for the next setup. So again, look at this breakdown here. Okay, and it totally didn't work. There's a pullback, it's low volume, everything kind of fits in here, except for, you know, there is a lot of high liquidity in here. But see the pattern in here. Okay, is this on? Try that again. Okay, we do have high liquidity that did fill at the bottom of the range. That's true. Okay, but we're looking for the low volume pullback, which we got. Okay, and then we see that traders were able to trade a little bit above it, but nothing really traded in here. And again, we see sellers in here. I would look for, this is a little early, you'd look for the selling maybe a little bit lower in here, and then to take it back down to these areas in here. And it totally failed. So these are people getting stopped out here. Okay, 550 stops or more, and 560, and then we see the buyers come in, and then we get the move to the upside now. Okay, so again, we're going to look for this pattern even up here again. Okay, and we're going to look for these sellers or this false breakout, and then back into the range again. So here we go, right? Here come the buyers. Now, do we get this false breakout? Now, one of the things that we look for in a false breakout is not much of a move. Okay, this is pretty good. So it looks like it will be a continuation move here. Looks like it. Okay, but we'll see. This is you know, kind of a, you know, we're getting lots of gyrations in here. Okay, back down to where it broke out from. Find some buyers. Okay, so yeah, I mean, they're buying, they're trying to. And then now we got our sellers. Okay, so you can see how tricky this is, and it is this pattern over here is the same one over here. And I actually wanted to get in on that one, but anyway, let's take a look at it here. Here's our breakout. Here's the buyers in control. Here's this little area up in here, and then we see the sellers come back, retest here again. But we're looking to see it retest back down here, and then we're looking to see if we get buyers, and this is support. Okay. If we can get through this area in here, it's over on some selling, and they did come in and took it lower here. I know this is a lot, and it will make sense though when we start to understand some of these areas and this context between that high liquidity, supply and demand, or demand, I'm sorry, supply up in here, and cannot get through. Okay, into high liquidity at 60. Let's zoom out and take a look here. Okay, I'm going to clear my my drawings in here. I'm kind of looking at a bigger picture now of this area here. And where the buyers came in. Yeah, trading is life. I'm hoping that we'll go through these setups over and over and over again, so that you will not be a bag holder. You will not be holding on to these losers. Just take the quick loss, look for the next setup. They should be high probability. Again, no, you will need to go back and back test them. Okay, and you can back test them as easy as what we're doing right now. Here's another failed breakdown right in here, below the swing here, right? And you can see the selling came in, broke down below the swing here into high liquidity. Okay, so actually it's a little more complex than that, but this breakdown here, what I want to show is where the buyers came in back up above it. Okay, and now the squeeze is on. Usually stop run and then squeeze. Okay, we can look for another one in here. Okay, so we're looking again for that kind of this wedge pattern or triangle pattern up at the top of these ranges after high liquidity transacts. Okay, so we're right in the middle of the range right now. Hi, talking mainly about what Bookmap shows without other info would be good. Be appreciated. Like what other kind of info, Grace? I mean, I thought that's mainly what we're doing. I mean, I did want to show you the well, actually, a few different features in here as well, and that is my responsibility. Okay, like the trading journal. I need to show you that so you guys can use that. See if you have any questions, and then also the I want to go over the multi-account tool as well. Okay, so you want to go over liquidity. Great. I mean, that's what we're here for, actually, is very simply to understand liquidity, the order book, the tape, and the price structure. The beauty in Bookmap here is let me just show you here, for example, if I bring up, which I don't think I have to go back to here. Dome Pro. There it is. Okay. Okay, and I'll enable it, and I want to show you this. All right, so there's a couple things I want to show you here. Grace, I'm showing this because I think it will be helpful for you. All right, and we're going to insert a new column in here, and we're going to make it a time and sales column. Okay, these are the tools that a lot of traders use. They use a price chart, and then they're looking at their DOM and their time and sales, and that's this is showing you the here and the now in the order flow. Okay, meaning the liquidity, basically. Like right in here, these on the blue, these are bids. Okay, over here, these are asks. So this is the supply over here. These are limit sell orders. This is the demand in here. These are limit buy orders. Guys, just take a look at some of this stuff in here. I mean, like, is that really really the case in here. Like, is it that low of liquidity? Hold on a minute. No, we see 200s and stuff like that in here. And I'm not, yeah, okay, so I'm seeing it in the dome here. Anyway, so that's what the dome is showing you here. And you have to keep your eyes peeled on the dome, and then you have to look over at the time and sales and understand the time and sales. Now you can filter your time and sales in Bookmap and other products out there, and start to understand the bigger players. 5 or greater, show me in the time and sales here, so I can see ones that matter more instead of like one lots floating through here. Okay, but you need to start to understand this and this separate from the price chart. Okay, and that can be challenging. You got to keep your eyes on a lot of different things. So instead, in Bookmap, it's a composite view in here. Okay, so let me go back to our Trader Map Pro version, and I've got the can bring it a little closer here. COB column is our dome, basically the current order book. These are limit sells, these are limit buys. Okay, and I have it not only for the here and the now, right here in this column. This is live data, but I also have it historically in the heat map form. Okay, so now I've got the price action here, the back and forth and the price structure in Bookmap. I've got the transactions, your time and sales is here with the volume dots, okay, on that best bid and offer. So you might have seen all those buys come by, float through. Where were they in the price structure? Now they're right here. Okay, now you also have the liquidity heat map that is showing you the limit buy and sell orders. Okay, so and here they are here, historically and current order book. So you just need to focus on this in here, and you can zoom out a little bit and reference some of these other areas in here. And you've got all the order flow right in front of you. Let's see here. I don't know if that is helpful for you, Grace. So these areas in here is high liquidity. It relates to these 49 contracts, or let's zoom out a little bit more. Here, 71 up here. It's this kind of orangish reddish color. Or this 228 down here at 57.50 is red. Okay, the scale is up here in the color map. Okay, red, orange, very high liquidity, yellow, white, blue, black. Okay, now our time in sales would have shown this, and we're above a structure here. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm interested to see what is there more liquidity at a higher level in here, and do I find more buyers interested in that? If I do, and we can get back up here, and I find those buyers, then I would look for them to trade up into this liquidity up in here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so if we can get our buyers back up here. And in fact, it's going to happen so quickly, we're going to have to put a buy stop in there. Okay, now, can we get that though? Okay, can we get these buyers to come in here? Okay, one more. Okay, now they're transacting again. Looks pretty good. Now let's see them if they can trade up into the liquidity up here. Now I'm going to take my profit up there, right in front of high liquidity. Okay, if I can get it. Okay, so this is going to fail here. So see how we're below the area in here. Now sellers are going to come in. We can look to be a seller here on the flip side here on the pullback. Okay, and hopefully we won't get squeezed here. And I'm looking for now sellers to drop it back down here. Okay, so here's our pullback. That's where we got in, and now looking for sellers to try to drop it down. Okay, looks like we're going to get, I mean, this is, like I said, this is a challenging environment. These little areas of, the selling in here can get upended by a lot more buyers in here on these moves back and forth. Okay, so that's something to be, very wary of in this environment in here. This is a very low time frame trade, and we want to go along with the higher time frames in here. We might get lucky here. It looks like sellers starting to come back in. Okay, now I need to see sellers in here. There we go. Okay, now higher time frame. Okay, sellers, let's see now if you can drop it and then maybe hit 57.50. Okay, so see what's happening in here. These sellers in here, okay, we broke the smaller range, but not the bigger one. Okay, so we're still the back and forth in here. Okay, and it's a challenging environment. Okay, more sellers. All right, now can we get the sellers to move it now? No, we're just getting, people are just getting squeezed left and right here, right? And we're caught up in it too. Okay, so yeah, big stop run. All right, back up above here. Now a higher probability would be to see if this fails in here and then move back down. Okay, let's see if we can get that. All right, I'm gonna go for it there. Okay, we got the right idea so far. Now I'm looking for these buyers in here to get squeezed and have to cover down here. Okay, and that's where I'll put my take profit. Okay, still getting squeezed. So you see how as soon as we get back up above here, like now I'm looking for, again, the sellers though, can they squeeze these guys again right here? No. And we'll look for it again. No. More of a squeeze, more of a squeeze. Let's zoom out here. Look at our bigger picture here. Now we missed it. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is this environment in here. We have the right ideas, but we're just anticipate these squeezes in here. This is what's happening, and then we get these moves. Why are people buying up in here? It's just above the swings, is capturing some buyers in here, squeezing the sellers, and then the move will unfold to the downside here. We've covered the squeeze in multiple setups in here, yeah, this one kind of worked. This one worked out here pretty nicely. After one more push and squeeze to the upside here, and trading into high liquidity along the way. And I know that's all hindsight, but that's what we see. Okay, and now this is just too risky to put it on down here. All right, DB, love the commentary. Pedro, yeah, we'll take a look. FX market is not available. The currency futures are, though. Uh, CWAC, like um, there's a new version of Bookmap. It's alpha only, where you can zoom out, and we were looking at that earlier, and setting up higher time frame, and that whole zone that we're in right now, and we're kind of anticipating a lot of like back and forth in here, in this zone. Okay, so we're in this, it's a big zone in here, but this is below a swing and another swing, and that's exactly what we've been covering on lower time frames. Okay, so now we're looking at the jump back, and we'll look at the same thing in the lower time frames. Now see how like you would have been justified in here to in so many reasons to sell this here and look for the drop through into this high liquidity in here, and it's just another squeeze, right? So now so we know that environment here, so we need to come up with something that works in this environment here, okay? And what is it? Look at we're looking for a pullback trade in here. We don't even get it here, right? It's just sellers come right back in. This is our pullback right here, or maybe this is here. And do you want to get in the middle of the range? I don't, right? So you have to basically kind of jump, and then look for that move to the downside. It's very challenging. Usually it's much easier to get this move, a pullback, get in, and then the continuation. Okay. Instead, we're getting these big swings. Now you can see I'm not making this stuff up. Here's another big swing, no pullback, right here. This is the pullback here, I guess. It's really not much of a pullback. And then here's another, this is the pullback in here on the move to the upside. One little one here and another one here, and then it kind of chopped up here, and then it just dropped, right? So this is, you're going to have to manage your risk in this environment in here, and it's someone said in here it's hard to trade this. Yes, it is. Okay, now there's a few different ways around it, and that is to zoom way out. Okay, just note that if you zoom way out and you're starting to trade these bigger swings in here, this is what, from 55 on up to 67 or so. It's 12 points. Okay, so do you want to, maybe you can trade 1 micro or 2 micros or whatever it is, break it down, okay, because you're going to have to take the risk. I mean, to me, this looks like it wants to break down into 50, 57.50. Okay, but and yeah, maybe, I mean, maybe we can take that, but I'll tell you what, like, it would be this would be our pullback here. All right, there we go. And now we're looking for the move back down, and we want to avoid getting squeezed, and that's what the squeeze looks like, is buyers back up above this area right here. Okay, so we'll look for that. Then we're out. Yeah, or we're just going to get out. Okay, see how this sets up the trap here, right? And that's us buying at the bottom of the range. All right, so now let's see, this came up to the top of the range. Now our sellers come in. Okay, so now let's try this again. Okay, and then let's see if we can get it in a micro range in here and just take it, and then look for the drop here. Okay, now again, I'm selling at the bottom of the range in here, which, we're open for the squeeze. Just know that. Okay, now the safest thing would be to probably take profit here. It would be a small scalp, but this is looking pretty good for another leg lower here. Traded up above here, traded back down. Now I'm looking for them to push bottom edge here. Okay, and it's a quick move. See again, we couldn't have traded that. It's just too quick of a move. I mean, we'd have to be in beforehand. This is it. This is trading, Pedro. It looks hard, or you can zoom out, like I said, and you'll have to kind of you'll have to assess the risk. The other way around it is trade these lower time frame trades, but then you have to deal with this. Well, first off, these squeezes, and then these book sweeps like this. Like here's a stop run and a book sweep right here, right? So 371 people getting stopped out, or I would just say stop orders triggered. Yeah, thank you, Alois. So the blue here, these are it's a little icon in here. It looks like an iceberg as well. And then the red is like a stop sign. That's by design. All right. Okay. So let's see here now. We traded into high liquidity. Now again, if this is the squeeze, let's actually set up for a squeeze. What would that look like here? Okay. So it would be like the pull away right here, right there. Now let's see if we can get it and squeeze all of these sellers in here and maybe trade up to here, right? There we go. Okay, and we're out just like that. Okay, so this is what I was trying to kind of mention before, of like you have to go back and study, or go back and study these areas in here after starting to after studying and going back and looking at these areas in here, you can put the pieces together into a strategy, a workable strategy. Okay, you want to look at numbers though, and you want to understand your setup very precisely, okay, of what it looks like. So this is exactly kind of, we saw many squeezes. We got squeezed a few times, it looks crazy to be buying here, but we're just looking for the move to the top of the range in here, hit some stops, and then that's it. Okay, so look for these areas in here, and we can go through them again and again. Here's another one right here. Okay, here's your breakdown. Here's your pullback. Now here's your squeeze. Okay, in fact, you can even get back in on a pullback on the squeeze as well, if you're lucky. So getting into these pullbacks can be challenging, as you guys can see. Now here's a beauty, right? So all of these sellers in here that got stopped out below 57.50 or so are feeling the heat and the pressure. All right, good stuff. Steven, your dumb mistakes your mistakes are golden. It's the mistakes that is when you learn, right? Just, I would say, before making the mistakes, go back. This will help make it, at least it helped me, okay, to make it more objective, is to go back into and back test these just for like today, like this little squeeze example, and go back and back test it, or find many examples just for like from today. Here's another one. Here's a bigger picture potential squeeze here. Selling, sorry, hold on. Selling, above the selling, here's the retest right here, right? Same thing. That's a microcosm of this little pattern right in here. Okay, that's the fractal of it here. Okay, so heavy selling, high liquidity, and then we see the little one here and the bigger one here from this and down, and then the move on up. Okay, and you know, everyone was anticipating the move into the higher liquidity down in these lower areas in here, and that's not unfolding. Everyone's getting hurt. Yeah. So now this is what I was trying to get at, Stephen. Go back and find examples of this, several examples of this. Study it. Then start to take some trades off of it. Do it in replay mode. Get a feel for it. Record your data. Do it in replay mode. And also forward test it. In not only replay mode, but in the live market. Okay. Do it in sim. Okay. Then start to do it in micros, and then start to work it into your e-mini contracts. Okay, because I mean these moves can be, I mean look at this. I mean this is like a what, like a 16-point move, 17-point move or so. Yeah, good banter over here in the Discord. Guys, this is the you know, Bookmap Academy. Trading is Life, Stephen, others in here are all part of the Bookmap Academy. And this is the kind of stuff we'll go through in your content in the Bookmap Academy, as well as in a meeting every Thursday at 4 p.m. So if you want to come over to the Discord community, and I would really encourage you to look into the Bookmap Academy. Okay, it's free, and you can also get Bookmap for free potentially if you, you know, have some good journaling, and you reach a quota of just one per day is all we're asking. Okay, but it has to be quality though. Okay? So it means you've gone through the process. All right, so let's see here. I want to go through one more thing, and then we will. We went through a lot of different setups in here. Okay, I think probably the best setup is the squeeze in here that we've seen several times, and I was trying to again go through the pullback and then move lower. You know, we see the break, the pullback, get in, and then the move lower. Okay, we got a couple of those, and then we got squeezed on a couple of those as well. So we also covered the squeeze here. Okay, and then we saw some pretty good examples of that. Okay, we took one here on a small time frame, another one happened here, and then another big one on a big time frame, and it's still going, it's still squeezing. Okay, I mean look at this move. It's beautiful. And there's a lot of hurt in here. A lot of people feeling the pain. Now, this is where to get back into it, and for your back testing, your studying. So Stephen, for example, okay, high liquidity, or Grace, high liquidity trades in these lower areas in here. Okay, we know the passive buyers are in here. Okay, they bought. Okay, then and then we start to look for, well, selling down to the lower ends here, trapping those sellers, pulling away from those sellers, and then getting the squeeze on up. Okay, so I didn't detail it out, but those are kind of that's kind of the essence of it. Okay, and it's a, you know, it can be a great trade, especially in this environment. And boy, if you got in, just think about it. Like if you got in some of these in here, did you feel any pain at all? None. It may have gone maybe a tick or two against you. Okay, so again, and then look at the environment in here for the pullback. Okay, this is the pullback right here, right? So here, let's try it. Give it a shot here. I'm going to wait for a little more selling. There they are. Okay, now I might get squeezed, right? But now I've got something on my side here for this pullback and continuation move here. I've got a few things on my side. Okay, one is look at all the selling up here, all the supply. Buyers hit all of that area as well. Okay, now we see the selling come back in, but and we got our pullback here. Okay, but we're at a pretty low level here. We want to see the pullback come back up into maybe these areas up in here, and we didn't have that opportunity. Okay, so but we've got now these sellers on our side on a move to the upside. Okay, so now I should be taking some off at the bottom of the range here. That's it. Okay, now hold it for a bigger move to 60, 57 liquidity, or maybe even all the way back down to where we thought it was going to drop anyway, back down here around 50 or even 30. Okay, these are really powerful moves too on that pullback. Okay, so there you go. All right, so there's something more I wanted to cover in here, and that is for those of you trading the Danny, we'll look at maybe the 6E on Friday. Okay. Oh, you look at the Raschke 310 oscillator. Yeah, that's fine. You know, whatever floats your boat. You know, we look at a lot of different things in here. You know, cumulative volume delta, very, very helpful for that kind of trading, Grace. You might want to take a look at that. We also have a MACD in Bookmap. So you might be able to mimic that 310 oscillator. And then you're going to look at the order flow, right? So you got your oscillator and you can look at the order flow in Bookmap. See how we got in at the bottom of the range in here and took some off. Okay, well, this is the safe bet. Take some off, hit the single, look for the next one. Now go back and study it though, and we already did. We took a look in this little area in here. We traded into high liquidity in these little areas here on the way up, and then we got our failure. We got our move down and our pullback. This was the best pullback that we had, was here. Okay, we didn't get one up in here. So this was the best one. This one worked out. We took some off at the bottom of the range, and now we look for the next one. Okay. All right. Let's go through I want to go through this for you guys, the multi-account, and I'm going to set it up from the beginning here, and what you'll need for the multi-account trading. Okay, so this is for all of you guys that are trading, you know, Apex accounts or any sort of prop trading service, Top Step Trader, Bullnox. There are many. You know, there's Trade the Pool. There is the Trading Pit. There are many out there right now. All right, so we have something where you can trade from Bookmap, from one Bookmap account or one prop firm account, but spin the trades into multiple accounts. Okay, so you don't have to trade just one. You can trade like up to 20. So let's do it. Let's first, what you'll need is your connection to Rhythmic for your prop trading. Okay, now I'm actually connected to Bookmap. No, let's step back here. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to upgrade your Bookmap to the latest version of production. So log into bookmap.com and then download the latest version. Okay. Second thing to do is connect to your Rhythmic service for prop trading. Okay. Now I'm actually connected. I am connected to it here, as you guys can see, but I'm connected also to my Bookmap data, and I'm going to show you how I am routing my trades into my Rhythmic account here. Okay. So I'm also trading I'm trading from my Bookmap data TraderMap Pro version here. Okay, so you can do that from TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro, which has the better heat map. Okay, so that's one thing, and the other thing is you will need to have the add-on. Okay, so make sure you're connected. Open up your symbol, and then go to the add-ons. If you don't see it, go to the Manage Add-ons here. Okay, in Bookmap layer 0 or layer 1 add-ons, you'll probably see it down here available for install. Okay, install it, and then open up you'll see it in here. Check the box, click on it, and then it'll bring up the interface here. Okay, so next thing to do is we're going to add a bot. Now, adding a bot doesn't mean you're adding like a automated trading or anything like that. All you're doing is adding this feature here to duplicate your and copy your trade orders into another account. Okay, so I'm just going to call it test, and you can see this is my primary account right here, 60 for rhythmic paper trading. I have two other accounts though. I have 60.1 and 60.2. All right, so I'm going to trade from 60, but I'm going to also route my trades into these other two accounts. So I'll have 3 accounts trading here altogether. Now I can also put in a multiplier here. Okay, so I'm going to double click over here in my 60.1. I'm going to, for every order that I trade in 60, I'm going to trade 2 in my 60.1. And then for my 60.2, for every order I trade in 60, I will be multiplying it by 3 in the 60.2. Okay, so this is the way that you can set this up and save it. Now select it, and let's take some trades here. Okay, so what do we see here? All right, pullback, potential pullback. All right, well, let's just jump in here and hopefully we don't get the squeeze here. I'm actually going to widen out the stops here just for the demo here, okay? Because now I want to show you what it looks like here. I'll open up, I have got test selected here, and you can go back in and edit it here if you like, but you can see that it's actually working right now. Okay? And open up your panel, your trade panel. And here are my open positions and working orders. These are my open positions. -1, okay, so I sold short in my 60 account. My 60.1, I have -2, so I'm short 2, and then short 3 in 60.3. Now I can flatten them here as well, and then these are my working orders. So you can see all these working orders, but there's just one for each. Here 60, I have my stop loss and my take profit. 60.2, I have my stop loss and take profit, and 60.1, stop loss and take profit. Okay, you can cancel them here if you like as well, and then all your executions are in this tab here. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now that's how you can set this up. That's how you can start trading. Yeah, here we'll take our profit here. We'll just flatten the position, and then we'll jump over and take a look at and open the panel again here. And now we can see our activity in here. Okay, and then how we got filled in here. Okay, so we got filled. We hit market sell, and we bought back here 2, 3, and 1. Okay, it's a great feature. It works really well, and you'll just need to trade from the Bookmap chart. You've got just open up your trade control panel here and set it up. Okay, now one detail I forgot to cover in here. I'm trading from my TraderMap Pro chart here. You will need to also set it up here to trade into my Rhythmic account here. Okay, because I'm on Bookmap data in TraderMap Pro chart. I want to route it to my Rhythmic account here. Okay, this is the cross trading instruments. So you need to set that up actually before trading. All right. Let's see, any other questions in here? I think we're good over in Bookmap all markets trading room, or not trading room, order flow room. And any Academy guys, any questions? No. Okay. Over in YouTube, any questions here? Pedro, you're talking about looking for a mentor. Well, the Bookmap Academy is all about that. Okay, so let me show you. Go to bookmap.com. and click, or I'm sorry, bookmap.com, and then we got to putting the link. For some reason it does not show, but we have a ticket to put it back into the Academy, to the toolbar here. Go to Bookmap Academy right here. Okay, so at Pedro. This is, if you're looking for mentorship, well, this is all free, and I would recommend this. Okay, it's a coaching and mentoring program, and you can sign up here from bookmap.com/academy. Read through it here, and then come over to our Discord Bookmap Academy room, and let me show you it. In fact, it's quite active. We've got a lot of traders over there talking to each other, helping each other out. It's great. I mean, we've got such a nice community. So let me show you where you can find it here in Discord. Okay, so come over to our Discord channel, scroll all the way to the top, and then we'll getting started, and then Bookmap Academy is the next one here. Okay, so and then you can click on Bookmap Academy right here, and then you can see all of this different setups and chart markups here. They're journaling their trading. Here's one of our best in here, Vinny. He's got a checklist in here. He's got the date. He knows exactly what he's looking for. He's got high liquidity in here. He's got his target up here, and he's got his number of points he's looking for taking here. He's got his whole thing set up in here. This is exactly what we're talking about. Doing this again and again and again, and putting this into your trading playbook, and this will be your mentorship, Pedro. And then talk to other traders to refine and hone your skills. Okay, it's a great community. It's all free. I highly recommend it. And then come to the meeting on Thursday. Okay, I'll show you where you can find that. Just go to bookmap.com, education, and then we're going to scroll down a little bit, and then you can see here, March 6th, the live coaching and mentoring Bookmap Academy, and you can read more about it in here, and add it to your calendar here. Okay, so good to go. All right, guys, let's wrap it up, and look at this last European close here at 11:30. Guys, you know, this is a tricky time. Make sure that you understand times of day as well. You know, looking for that European close, people are going to cover, and there's going to be some erratic behavior. Okay, it can be challenging. Anyway, yeah, please hit the like button. That always helps us. Come over to our Bookmap Academy and partake in the community here. Get your coaching and mentoring. There's no cost at all to it, and hope to see you there. Okay, have a good day. Watch out for the squeezes out there. You guys can look for your setups and your squeezes as well now. All right. Okay. Yeah. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.